welcome to the studio.
Oh, yeah.
It's lovely to see you.
Great to see you both, yeah.
Well, fantastic to see you yesterday at the New Year's parade. Let's just say, a relief, because we were reading about an event that happened last summer where you and your wife didn't think you'd get to see the new year. This is this absolutely horrific story of you being on a plane. I think you were going from Greece to Barcelona.
Yeah.
And there was... This is like everyone's worst nightmare when they're on a plane.
Yeah.
The turbulence was so bad, you ended up sending voice messages
Well, it
to
wasn't
your
turbulence, actually. What happened was that the stewardess came running... Well, the masts were deployed.
Right.
Stewardess came running down, screaming her head off, saying, "Emergency, emergency! Put your masks on." So we put our masks on. I'll make this quick, because it's quite a long story.
Take your time.
No.
And,
No one's going anywhere. You tell this story.
And then the plane started to shudder around, and then it dropped like this. And I looked out the window.
You mean dived?
It looked out the window, and we were heading straight into the Aegean Sea.
My
God. The captain said, "Emergency, emergency, brace, brace." So it was panic stations, you know, and the thing's shaking around, bottles are flying everywhere, people are screaming, babies are crying, people doing the sign of the cross, you know. And my wife and I just looked at each other and were like, is this it? Is this it? I mean, you know, I was crying. She was steely and very composed, actually.
Wow.
And she said, we should leave a message on the kids' WhatsApp group. So I got my phone out. We left a message on for the kids saying, "The plane looks like it's going down, kids. We love you. Look after each other. We're okay. We love you," and all this kind of stuff.
You're both speaking into the...
Yeah. We're both like, you know, I've still got that message somewhere, but I haven't listened to it. And this went on for 20 minutes.
What?
Yeah, it was crazy. Not anything from the flight deck, nothing. And the plane's still shaking around. After about 20 minutes, the plane just went, "Vroom," and it was okay. And the captain said, "Emergency descent over."
What was it?
It turned out to be a catastrophic failure in the cabin pressure system.
Right.
But they didn't tell us any of that. So, yeah, it was crazy.
And you know what? When you hear something like that, and everyone... And you said that it obviously wasn't turbulence, but the only kind of comparison I've had is when there's very bad turbulence.
Yeah.
And, of course, the first thing you do is you look to the air hostesses and stewards.
She was...
And you hope that they're going to be sitting there calmly, chatting away to each other, but
no, I didn't tell
this one had lost the plot.
By the time it got to, like, 10 minutes in, she was fetal position on the floor saying, "We're all going to die."
Are you serious?
I swear to God, that was the words, yeah. It was nuts. I don't think she's working for Aegean anymore.
My goodness. But how was she when you got off the plane?
Oh, it's all smiles. I've got pictures with her. Yeah, and the captain. It was hilarious.
But what about your kids? They get these messages?
No. But when we landed, we looked at our phones and made sure we deleted it. And the first thing we saw that came up said from Aegean, an email said, "How was your flight?"
Do you know what? I don't blame the air stewardess at all, but my goodness, thank goodness that was all right.
Yeah, and I'm here talking to you.
You are here, thank goodness.
Lease of life.
And there you were at the New Year's Day parade, which is a walk in the park.
Yeah,
And I was saying before the break that you have this interesting, complex relationship with this massive hit of yours. Some days you love it, some days it's
well,
the monkey on your back.
these days we're friends, you know, me and the song, friends with benefits, you know. I had a long time where we didn't play it after the years when we first met.
In Liverpool on this morning.
Yeah, exactly.
I remember you coming up. I remember you singing it on the
Yeah, many times we were on that show, yeah.
And what is, now that you've kicked off the new year by performing this massive hit live at the New Year's Day parade, what does 2024 hold?
Well, it's a big year for me, actually. I've got a new album, which will be coming out later on this year, a single in the spring at some point. There's a documentary crew following me around, so watch the space with that one.
Right. Are they here?
Actually, I don't know, maybe through the doors. Lots of touring. I've got a big show on the 31st of May at the Kentish Town O2 Forum. And that's like the first major headline show I've done in London since the 90s.
Wow.
So
okay,
get your tickets at chesneyhawks.com.
How old were you when you had your hit?
19, Richard, yeah.
19? You look great. Can I ask you how old you are now?
52.
No.
Yeah.
You look much younger than that.
Well,
You really
very
did.
much.
No, you're
yeah.
amazing.
Well,
Well, it's lovely to... Oh, wow, incredible story about that
I know.
flight.
Yeah, it's
Brilliant.
crazy, isn't it? I know. It's one of those stories that when I tell it, I still can't believe that happened to me. You know, it's afterwards. Very quickly, I know we've got to go, but like afterwards, my wife and I were like, you think when you have a near-death thing where you think it's a near-death, that your life will flash in front of your eyes. But we both said to each other, do you know what? Everything's okay. You know, we've got beautiful kids. We love what we do for a living. We love each other. We have a great life. So in many ways, I've come out of it with a great kind of, you know, feeling about my life.
Perspective, yeah.
Perspective, exactly. Yeah.
Well, look, it's lovely to see you.
Absolutely brilliant.
Happy New Year.
Yeah.
Happy New Year to both of you. Lovely to see you both.
God, I wish I had the nerves of
Love to
steel
you.
that your wife has got.
tell you.
Well, maybe you would in a moment like that. You don't know until you...
Do you know what? I don't want to test it.
No, let's not.
I don't want to test it. I'd be more air stewardess in
I
that
nearly
situation.
choked to death once. I really nearly choked to death.
Yeah.
And was saved by my sister giving me the Heimlich manoeuvre. And in the moments before I thought I was going to lose consciousness, a great calm descended.
Yeah, there's something
calm.
about that, isn't it?
Yeah.
And I know that feeling because we just looked at each other in our eyes and we were just like, if that's it, that's it.
That's how it is.
You know?
That's how it ends. Got to go sometime, haven't you?
Yeah, well, yeah, we all will.
Right, not soon, let's hope.
Not
Chesney, lovely to see you. Love to all your family.